In a 12th March letter to the Ministry of Finance, President Yoweri Museveni proposed a 100 shillings tax on the over-the-top platforms, commonly known as social media platforms like WhatsApp, Skype, Viber and Twitter, among others. The president's argument is that most of these platforms are used for non-productive opinions, prejudices, insults and friendly chats. Now, under the Excise Duty Amendment Bill 2018, the Ministry of Finance has doubled Museveni's proposed figure of 100 shillings to 200 shillings per user per day.
We can't borrow at concessionary terms as we used to borrow, so we need as much as possible all the revenues we can master domestically. So that's why we have a number of proposals, like a tax on what we call social media of 200 shillings per day of access.
This means in 30 days, each user will pay 6,000 shillings in tax, which when multiplied by the number of social media users, amounts to about 800 billion shillings for government annually. Economists have described the tax as prohibitive and say it will greatly reduce the number of Ugandans using social media, especially those who subscribe less than 1,000 shillings daily. Ramadan Gobi, a lecturer at Makerere University Business School, and Fred Muhumuza, an economic expert, spoke to NTV.
Because we know who is on social media. Most of these people actually buy MBs of 500 or 1,000 shillings. Now, if you're going to put a tax of 200, you're literally killing them off.
Of course, now that will be a very regressive tax. It's likely to tax more the low-income earners because they are the ones who likely to be affected a lot by 200 shillings.
Now, if you're trying to tax users, then you'll be discouraging. It will not be a tax that will be promoting internet use.
And much as the president had suggested an exemption for those who use social media for educational research and reference purposes, they will not be spared with the per-access model used by the ministry.
This is a time when we are facing a lot of pressures to increase salaries, as you heard, for scientists, for doctors, for lecturers, for...
Muhumuza believes the Ministry of Finance should take time to study the implication of such a tax before implementing it.
What the Ministry of Finance should have done was not to take the president's directive for implementation, but for study and review, and then get back to him to say what are going to be the likely implications. Unfortunately, the president thinks social media is for gossip and rugambo. It's not true.
Away from social media, the Ministry of Finance has also proposed a 1% tax increment on all mobile money transactions. And with this, it is expected to raise over 200 billion shillings in revenue come next financial year. Herbert Ziwa, NTV Weekend Edition.